Hi, it's John from Peach Guitars here, and today I'm with none other than Patrick James Eggle.
Hello.
Good to see you,
Nice
Pat.
to meet you.
So we've been a lot of people that go on our website and look at our social media and bits and pieces will know that we sell a lot of Patrick's guitars that he makes. But you know, Patrick's been around a long time, been building a lot of guitars. You know, the stuff that he makes now isn't necessarily like what you was doing back in the day. You know, when I first started at Peach, when I was 15, we always used to get a lot of customers come in with their guitars, a Patrick Eggle Berlin, you know, and so on, and some of these guitars, and they're really proud to own these guitars, but they're kind of a world away, and it almost seems like a lifetime ago that kind of you was doing that, and you know, and they're completely different, these guitars, to kind of what you're making now.
Yeah.
Are these guitars kind of a natural evolution of what you would have been doing if things would have stayed the same?
Well, I don't know about being an evolution.
No.
There was a pretty big hiatus where I was just basically building acoustic guitars for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'd occasionally kind of stick my toe in the water and do something with electric guitars again,
Sure.
but not really in any sort of a commercial way. And we just got back into it about 18 months ago. Maybe.
And these guitars, the 96s, especially these ones with the patinated pick guards. I mean, this is quite a restrained looking one, but some of them
It is, yeah. Some
really,
of them are pretty crazy.
Yeah, really crazy. So, Pat, you sort of, like I say, going back to when I was 15, when I first started working at Peach, it was just Patrick Eggle guitars. And tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, so
a little bit more about your history and stuff.
A little bit more about
I'm
history.
going to bore everyone who's watching this, so not from
Patrick
you,
Eggle
from
Guitars, I believe, was formed in about 1990, 91, something like that, and it was actually fairly short-lived, but we worked incredibly hard, built an awful lot of guitars in that time. And for me personally, it just got to the point where I wasn't doing anything creative anymore, and so I sort of left that in 1994, and subsequently to me leaving, the company got relaunched, I think, and then sold.
Yeah, okay.
And then sold again, and the current owners who have had it, I think, have had it since the late 90s. And I just really started using my middle name just so we could separate the two out. So if it's a Patrick Eggle guitar, it's either one of my old guitars or it's a new guitar but not made by me.
No.
If it's a Patrick James Eggle,
then without a doubt it's done by you, yeah. And the guitars back then, like I say, were very different to kind of what you're building now. You know, I remember like the Wilkinson Trems. They were the first time I'd ever seen like that sort of unit on a guitar, and you know, like coil splits and all that kind of stuff. And Derek, who used to own Peach, he said, you know, Patrick's the when I didn't know anything about it, he's the British PRS. You know, and to me, I was always thought like, you know, that's a cool accolade to have, obviously, because you know, a really successful company, etc. But they were, you know, completely different to that as well. I guess it's kind of easy for people to make comparisons.
Yeah, I guess they were quite PRS-y guitars, but if you stand them next to each other, they're not the same at all. But I can see where people would obviously say that. And these days we're making more kind of arguably derivative instruments, but with our own actual twists on them. You know?
Because all the stuff that you're making now, then there isn't anything that's just like a straight, that is just like, you know, the guitar that everyone's been talking about, the PRS Silver Sky, where people are just saying, you know, it is just a Strat with a PRS headstock. All your guitars have got all worthy changes to make, you know, everything a better guitar, isn't it? So,
well, we're creative and always trying to find something new and interesting and better to.
I mean, whenever we get anything in, see the shipment coming, and we know we've got a delivery come from you, we're always pretty eager to see what's inside, you know, because we know it's always going to be something a bit different, and kind of no two guitars are really ever the same, are they?
No, hopefully not.
In terms of, you know, the looks, the build quality and everything's always there and is always ace, but even just down to every time we get a 96 in, you know, if we get like one with the bog oak neck and the black body, it always looks completely different because of these pick guards, doesn't it?
Yes.
As well. So you tell us a little bit more about kind of what you're doing with the pick guards and stuff on these models, because I've never seen this sort of thing done before. I know we were discussing earlier, you're always working on new techniques to make guitars look a bit different, and
and always got things around the corner as well.
Yeah.
These basically they're made from brass. It's only 1 millimetre thick.
Yeah.
And we have them water jet cut.
Yeah.
So they're very accurately made. Then they come to our shop, and I have a guy who basically sits down and he'll smooth over all of the edges, countersink the holes, make them all good. Then I send them away to a place that does patination, and they're treated with chemicals and water and left under an actual polythene sheet for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Completely different, don't
and
they?
you never kind of know exactly what you are going to get, which is really cool, but it's also slightly unpredictable and not controllable, but that's what's extremely nice about it.
And you know that every guitar, you know, even when we get like 2 similar ones hanging on the wall with the same specs, they're always like completely different in terms of the looks and stuff, which is nice for a customer when they get something and they know they're going to have something that's pretty unique. Looking again at something like this, you know, you're going with a kind of a traditional, or the modern traditional lineup of a HSS, and you use Mojo pickups as well, which are built in the UK as well. And I know you're a big fan of these saddles as well that you put on a lot of your guitars.
Indeed, these are KTS titanium saddles from Japan, and they've all got solid brass.
This is something you get made specifically.
Well, we used to use a different trem. Now we use ABM trems.
Right.
They're just really amazing trems made in a small shop in Germany, and all the trem blocks are bell brass.
Yeah.
Really nice.
And you've used like a lot of roasted woods. Like, it's just got the roasted maple neck. This one's also got the roasted body as well. Is that something that you've become have you become a fan of that sort of process on?
Hugely, yeah. It's a real, it's a nice thing to look at, but you can also really, there's a really tangible effect on the actual sound of the instrument.
What do you think the biggest difference it kind of makes on a body then? I know why a lot of people do it on a neck, is so you can use like really figured bits of wood and it be a lot more stable. What do you think does it make the guitars more resonant?
Yeah, but it sort of takes the sharpness off the edge of the tone. It actually mellows it out a tiny bit. It just makes it sound that bit older.
Yeah, like an older guitar that's had like all the moisture's come out of it and really dried out. Yeah.
For the neck, it has the added benefit that it really is a stable neck. It isn't actually moving
you can
around
see
anymore.
How figured that one is, that beautiful curly maple, you know, and that just will not move, will it, either?
Right.
You know, so have you found you know, the new laws with CITES to be have a big impact on your business, on your Patrick James Eggle's guitars? Or have you just found different woods that you can use that do?
Well, we use Pal Ferro.
Yeah, this is Pal Ferro.
AKA Santos Rosewood. Yeah. And it's completely cool with all the shipping and everything. It isn't a Dalbergia.
And it still has that tone that you would expect.
It's got the tone. It's tight grained. It looks good. It feels nice. So really happy with that.
So we've got this one here. This was one that we ordered and spec'd out with yourself. So that's a bit more about this one and some of the these inlays and stuff that you're doing here.
Okay, so it's make on single cut. It's got a one-piece mahogany body, which is semi-chambered. We try and get them around the sort of target weight, which is around about 8.5 pounds.
Yeah, that is light.
Obviously a quilted maple top, two-piece, one-piece mahogany neck. The back of the neck and the back of the body are finished in this open pore acrylic finish, which has got a very natural kind of soft to the touch
lovely,
feel, and it's really thin, which also helps with the sound of the guitar. Ebony back plates. These are Goto.
They look great, don't they? They're really old. They look really sweet. And again, going with the Mojo pickups.
Mojo pickups, hand wound.
Yeah.
This is an underwound P90, so it's about 15% underwound. They're very in-your-face pickups, aren't they? P90s, especially in that position.
Yeah.
So in order to actually balance it out with the bridge humbucker. Now the bridge humbucker, these are about 14k, so they're quite hot. But it does actually balance out extremely well. And then we've got a coil split on the humbucker. So it gives you a few sounds, but all really, really usable. The bridge and the tailpiece are again ABM, made in Germany, solid aluminium.
Yeah.
So really ringy and
nice.
nice.
When you feel the guitar, it's just, you feel it's really good weight and it's really, really resonant. But they've all got that sort of, every single one of your guitars has got that same kind of feel. It's definitely that, I wish more people would do, the satin kind of necks like what you do on your guitars as well. But that wouldn't be a special thing for you then, would it? But I see it's got a coil tap there and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So maximising the versatility on that. So with what kind of got you all started with all of this then? Was you just a big guitar fan when you was a kid and then tweaking your own guitars and stuff?
Yeah, it was the same way a lot of people start. I guess I was about 14, 15 and I was just looking for a sort of projects, and I was already playing guitars and I've been playing them since I was about 12. But I was always much better at the technical aspects of things in school than I was at music. So I was in a band and everything, And then it hadn't occurred to me that I could build an actual guitar.
No.
They came from shops.
Yeah.
So one day I just realised that I could build an instrument and I could play it.
And how did you start doing that? Did you do like an apprenticeship or go to or did you just
initially I bought this book called Build Your Own Guitar by Irving Sloan, which is quite a well-known famous guitar book, and with the help of my dad in the garden shed we built this classical guitar out of maple,
like the odd kind of like the Brian May thing,
a little bit like that, but except when I finished it I realised it wasn't really up to standard, and I took it apart. And
have you still got it?
No. I broke it up for the bits.
Oh, did you? Yeah. All the hardware.
I've been doing that ever since.
Yeah.
As they say.
So cool. And obviously then, when you started doing that, is that when you first started the Patrick Eggle business,
No.
or do you?
When I left school, I went to a modern fretted instrument course at the London College of Furniture, now the London Guildhall, which I believe is still going. And I went there for 2 years, and it was fine, but they teach you how to build guitars the way they were built 200 years ago.
Of course,
very, very traditional. But it was a really, really good experience of learning how to use hand tools and learning the sort of more luthier aspect of it. And then it was just a few years of messing about on my own and building guitars on my own. And then it sort of went on from there.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And I know you spent after you left the Patrick Eggle company, you went off to America, and that's where you first started making the acoustics? Is that right?
Yeah, I built 1 or 2 acoustics.
Yeah, and when you came back to England, that's when you started the company as it is now.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And so aside from your other guitars, and we're going to do some other videos as well to talk about some of the other projects that you're involved with. You're basically based now in Oswestry, is that right?
Yes.
Over at
in Shropshire.
Yeah, in Shropshire, and you've had a lot of involvement wherever a lot of people might know your name from now, with the Faith guitar line and also the Shergold like revamped range of guitars, and resurrection as a brand. Maybe that's the right word or not, I don't know. Is that the right word, Steve? Maybe it is, maybe not. He's giving me some pointers. No, he's not, I'm only joking. So that's a little bit of history and a little bit of background. I suggest you all come in and check out one of Patrick's guitars. You don't always have to look to the American guitars, the big name brands. We sell lots of amazing guitars, and next time you're looking for a great S style or an LP style guitar, you must come and try one of these out. And I know is the OS, is that any further forward to coming out? That's a T style one.
It is. It's really a lot closer.
Yeah.
We're going to have a couple available in the next 2 or 3 weeks, actually.
Perfect. So, okay. Well, I'll get the orders in. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers.